no matter what, to forgive, especially when the time is coming for them to pass away. It could be a parent, it could be a husband, wife, someone you're married to. It could be someone who may have done you a whole lot of wrong. It could be a sibling. There is something that if you are in a close connection to the person who may have done a whole lot of stuff to you, and their care was very careless, when their life is soon to come to an end, it matters in the sense that you have had what you had with the experiences. And if you were to open up the person, and it takes a lot of years to kind of come to that, but it doesn't change the fact you have the imprint of the pain or the things that happen. But if you're able to open up the person who may have done you a whole lot of wrong, and you look directly into the stories, the memories, the things that carved them, shaped them to be what they're doing. A lot of times I discovered that when people do what they do is because they're doing it to you, because you've triggered, you have literally, you've been the gun that they've been holding close to them, and you were in a lot of ways a trigger that they need to pull. When people who are very close to you harm you, they actually harm themselves in the process. For every time that the trigger is pulled and you got hurt, the shells came back at them and they got bruised also by it. It is a truth. When a mother or a father, especially, that have done you, and look, I'm not saying that, oh, well, it's just that easy to just forgive. I mean, what does forgive means anyway? From what I've gathered over the years, I think it's just basically to give it back. Just give it back. And it's not like you act like, oh, it didn't happen. That's denial. But it's giving it back and say, you know what? Despite everything, I'm going to lean into the place of understanding as to why you would have done what you did and who you are. It's a very, how can I put it? In other words, when they've done what they've done, you come later in your life and you say, you know what, they didn't have the credibility to be healthy enough to give me health. So what they did, they gave me pain, or they gave me their pain, one way or the other. Whether it became from vengefulness, whether it became its projection, they obviously felt they had a right to do it. And it's look, it is not as simple to say just I think my video is going along the lines of when they're close to the end and you know that they are, to make the final a few visits before they leave, is that you don't really have to come out and say, you know what, I forgive you. I'm very sure 100% that when people do what they do, they know what they're doing. It takes a whole lot of bravery for a person that when they've done, or they're in the process of doing a harmful thing to another person, to be able to catch themselves and say, why am I doing this? Some people just aren't strong enough to even do that. They could be really be taken over so much with the minute, the seconds of throwing what they throw at you. The thing is about when their life is coming to a close, you're gonna hear stories of hallucinations, and as the body shuts down, so the soul comes alive, and the soul begins to go into the place of subjectiveness, where they were never subjected to anyone, to anything. They felt, oh, they could do whatever they want in a process of hurting you. Is that now the time has come that they have to be accountable. There's no, there's really no, there's no denial. And I've kind of seen that a few times. I've seen that. I realize, I'm still realizing that people had to come to that place in their life when they realize, you know what, their soul is now screaming out loudly that they can't get away with what they did. The reason why it matters for you to let go, and if you can give a certain moments, especially if it's a parent, some of the best things they ever did for you is that they were responsible for bringing you into the world. And I'm not just saying, oh, just go, just that easy. No, it's not. But it's just giving the stuff over, push it aside, and say, you know what, I'm gonna go and give this person their last rites. I'm gonna be one of those people to look at them in their eyes and not tell them, not say anything to the effect, I know what you did or blah blah blah, but just say, you know what, despite everything, I loved you and I did care about you. You see, that's the thing what makes pain more painful, especially if you're deeper as a human being, is that it gets in there very deeply because you're not shallow and you're able to take in I say you're able, you took in what you took in on a deeper level, so it affected you on a deeper place. And when you give, I think in a lot of ways, when you give a certain level of reconciliation for the last few seconds or moments or weeks left of that person's life, you're giving them a certain level of peace. Because even though they would have taken away some of yours, it is always a good thing. It is a good thing. You have a sense of, I will weep over them. I'll weep for them because I've been given something very precious from God. Not only the ability to forgive, but the ability to see more clearly and to see the person and all the stuff that was going on with them, that I'm able to let it go. I'm able to let it go because that's the only way you can really move on. That's the only way you can really move on. I don't know if my video made a whole lot of sense, but it really letting go and moving on. And if you can, if you're in a position to, is just drop in everything and go see them for that one last time or a couple of times and let them know, especially if it's a parent or someone you would have been close to, you expected more from them. And the truth is they couldn't give it. But you do remember it was not 100% abuse, unless it was. But there was times there where they did and they tried their best and they did what they did. And you be the person that offers the hand of love. And I think maybe that's going with this video. That sometimes it no matter what, forgive and put the matter aside and just go and just say your farewell. Just say your like just say peace, peace. Jesus said that. He said, as you go on along the way, he's talking about your life, make peace wherever and with whomever. It's not an easy thing, but you know what? There's such an easiness that comes from forgiveness. It's really worth it. And if you give them you don't have to say words. Some of the best language in life are without words. You let them know that there's someone standing before them to say, maybe you never knew what love really is, but I'm just going to show it to you right now. You give them that sense because I think one of the most scariest things is that they die without God. And that's scary. You could be the very hand that offers them something to think about and they can call on God peacefully without any guilt and say, God, forgive me. Because you don't really know what goes on in the last moments or the last hours or the last weeks of their life. But I'm pretty sure, just like we all have to face our mirrors. And I believe when the time comes for a person to pass away, that is the greatest mirror of reflection, man. So I'm going to leave you with that video. And I would say do like and subscribe, and you all have a good day. I trust it was a blessing what I had to say. Thank you.